Hey guys, welcome to AJS News. As you can tell, this is part two of two. And as you can tell, Alex is still on vacation. He will be back soon, so I am taking over. And I'm just going to rapid fire a bunch of news stories at you. But first, a word from our sponsors, which is
you
us.
Guys.
Hey, you guys and us. We work. Simpatico is symbiotic relationship. Thank you so much for supporting us. Grab some merch, which directly supports us. G Fuel or subscribe. Kick a Patreon at us. It all helps the show, keeps the lights on, and keeps us bringing you all the content. We just recently put out the Black Ops 6 angry
check it
review.
Out if you haven't.
Go check it out.
Good
A
stuff.
lot of funny parodies. I love it. And I think you'll really enjoy it. So on to the next angry review and more. Penguin has just finished the finale. We have opinions on that, but I think we can wait for Alex to show. You'll still be here, right? So
yes.
That we can. Well, I think maybe we'll wait for Alex. I think he's back on Tuesday or Wednesday, and then we can film our Penguin review. So. If it's any longer than that, then we might just have to do it. But so that's an update on the AJS side of things. Let's figure out what the hell else has been happening in gaming news. So this episode, I've got a lot of news stories about corporate greed, Joe. Hey!
Interesting.
I've got 4 news stories about TakeTwo, everybody's favorite mega corporation that makes some of the best games, but then also is kind of, a pretty big asshole. And then, some IP ownership shifting around, Sony doing some fuckery. And, of course, Warner Brothers losing a lot of money on yet another colossal failure. So, obviously, Suicide Squad. So, you might be thinking, what is the other colossal failure? Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah,
we'll start. I think you, yeah.
I am thinking that.
We'll start. Take-Two has sold Private Division to an unnamed buyer. They said, we are a top 10 hit maker around here. And guess what? Private Division wasn't making them any hits. So guess what they did, Joe?
Sale.
So, Take-Two Interactive has confirmed it sold Private Division, the high-end indie publishing label it launched itself in 2017. Along with substantially all of Private Division's live and unreleased games. One exception is No Rest for the Wicked. They're going to continue to support that one. But Private Division was, quote-unquote, intended to make games from top independent developers. So these motherfuckers make an independent studio, and then when it's not making enough money...
Go and get.
Like, what the fuck?
But you said
from top independent developers to become critically and commercially successful on a global scale. That was the intent. And I guess they couldn't make indies blow up in the way they wanted, so they get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Well, who's Private Division, Joe? Do you remember any of their games? No. The Outer Worlds, that one was an early success. That was a good one. And then more recent years, Kerbal Space Program 2. Unfortunately, it was a flop. But Kerbal Space Program, a lot of fans. We haven't played it. But let's see. Take-Two CEO and chairman Strauss Zelnick suggested that the flops weren't the issue. Okay? It's not that they weren't making a lot of money. The real problem is that the Private Division's hits weren't big enough.
So you weren't making money.
This motherfucker. Does he think everybody's stupid? Oh my God.
Okay. Way to make a circle.
It's not that
it's not
they're
about
flops.
money. It's that they weren't big enough.
They're not big enough. Not making enough. What? He goes, quote unquote, we're really impressed with what Michael Warotz and the team have built with Private Division, Zelnick said. They brought on board and launched a number of titles over the past several years. Virtually all of them worked out, and a couple of them were pretty big breakouts. At the same time, it became clear that our thesis, which is work with independent developers, bring them into this independently minded division, and perhaps create new, huge, durable intellectual properties for the company, was going to be challenging at best. Motherfucker. The titles, though big, were not big in the context of our core intellectual properties at 2K and Rockstar. And our job really is to focus on making the biggest and best hits in the marketplace. We're not the long tail company. We are top 10 hit makers around here. That's where we are on the console side, and that's where we are on the mobile side, and that is the core of any mature
Mobile
entertainment
side.
business, being a top 10 player. So he says, if you're not fucking top 10, I want your ass. Get out.
But you made it so we could.
I know, right? What's the point of making an indie company and then getting mad when their games don't break out hits in the top 10? Like, fuck this guy. I'm really, really starting to become a new bad guy here, this Zelnick. You know, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, we miss Bobby, don't we?
Oh, God.
And he's gone, so he's no longer the villain. So I guess Strauss is now the villain. So we got another story with Strauss. TakeTwo CEO generously calls the cataclysmically bad Borderlands film. He's got something to say, Joe. Our friend Strauss, Zelnick, says, yes, let me get his exact quote. But first, let me set it up. It generated, guess how many millions of dollars it ended with, Joe?
30.
Damn, Joe. 31 million.
31?
31 million globally.
Oh, I thought it was just like
You thought just the U.S.?
Yeah.
No, globally.
Because I know, like, once it opens up,
you get more money?
Get more.
Yeah. 31 million
that was
globally.
Bad. So it was like, no, I had to be more than 20.
Right.
So it was like, not more than 40, 50.
You got it, which is
Yes.
nothing compared to
It's
the
not.
120 million budget, I think.
A lot of it must have gone to, like, fucking Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
I
You
think
think he's asking a lot of money?
I'm curious. Did he get paid more than the movie made?
No, because you're
The
$20
Rock-
million. Don't The Rock get 20 million?
The Rock had like 50 mil, didn't
Really?
he, for that new one, the Red or whatever?
Holy shit, I don't
know.
remember. We gotta
It
look
was
it
a
up.
ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
But I would say you would have to pay Kevin Hart quite a
But
bit.
basically, it wasn't even enough to cover the $30 million marketing cost. Basically broke even on just marketing the movie. So it's quite generous of Strauss to call it disappointing. Rather than a crime against cinema. Which website is this? PC Gamer, Fraser Brown. You put it perfectly, my man. But diving deeper into this, they thought it was going to be huge because the Borderlands made them like $1.47 billion. Each numbers for the game was rising and rising. They were like, this is going to be great.
Yeah, you could have, but it was fucking terrible cast, a terrible writing team. It was just like bad from the get-go.
Yeah, and when he was still kind of like trying to champion the film a while back, he was like, let's give the film a chance, as Zelnick said. A lot of people worked really hard on it. The underlying intellectual property is phenomenal. The cast is amazing. And I think the look and feel is really terrific. So let's see what audiences have to say.
And he did.
Of course, he's a CEO, so like everything out of his mouth you have to take with a grain of salt, right? Well, the audience did have something to say, Joe. It is a 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn! 3%.
3%. And the
I was
audience...
thinking it'd be a little bit higher, maybe like
that's critics.
double digits.
That's critics. And then audience is 51%. Which is fucking bullshit because audiences always like something more.
51.
Because there are people that just want to go to the movies. The kids are screaming in their ears at home.
I
They
do
just
too.
want to relax. And they're like, oh, that was entertaining. For 2 hours, I didn't have to deal with my fucking life. So that's why there's a 2 to 3 point difference in
You would have to pay me to go watch that again.
Well, I think that it was at 3% now. I just looked it up when it came out. It's at 10% on critics, but still pretty bad. Anyways, he's saying now, don't worry. Borderlands 4, it's on the way. It's expected to appear in 2025, so we'll see. And he's basically saying, oh well, at least it bumped sales up for the game. is now what he's switching his tune to.
Did it bump sales? The movie?
No,
I think it would like ding sales. It's like, oh, this is based off the movie.
Right.
It's fucking terrible. I don't want to
you
play
remember
this game.
when Fallout came out on Amazon, like all of the Fallout games saw huge increases.
Oh yeah, for sure, because that was great. I was one of them too, and same thing with The Witcher. I was one of them too.
For sure.
But like with this one, it's like, I'll wait.
Yeah. All right, so like I said, I got 4 stories on this motherfucker. So now, when on that same call, he's pivoting from that failure over to the success. But Grand Theft Auto 6 is on track for a fall release, Joe, next year. I think it'll probably get a delay or something.
It's too big. It's got to have some more
time to cook. But they say fall of next year, Joe. Grand Theft Auto 5 has now sold over 205 million copies. That's fucking insane. You know, some games that we've been covering recently are like, we made 1 million copies and we're like so successful. 200 times that by 205. That's billions of dollars. Strauss is saying the PC will be more and more a part of our business going forward. But this motherfucker's been saying that with regards to Grand Theft Auto and PC forever, and he never does it. They don't ever, really support PC until later to pick up double dipping and all that other bullshit. So I don't know if I really believe him on that.
My main concern too is like the casinos. Are they going to amplify that? Because they did. They still do make quite a bit of money off of that. So they're like,
more money than games coming out now.
Yeah, we need to ramp this one up. So
yeah. Let's see what he says. He says sales of Grand Theft Auto 5 outperformed our expectations, and to date, the title has sold 205 million copies worldwide. Grand Theft Auto Online has also exceeded our plans.
Role playing.
Driven by sustained engagement, momentum continued within GTA Plus as Rockstar grew its membership by over 35% over last year. God damn, man. So, and then he went on to mention Red Dead Redemption's 2 sales.
Yeah.
You want to take a guess at that? Obviously less. This is Wild West versus everybody role playing and doing GTA 5. So
shit.
GTA 5 did 205, been out way longer.
I would say like lower than 100.
Yep. 67 million copies, which is huge, obviously. That's a huge success.
Yeah, okay.
But obviously not the success of Grand Theft Auto.
Like
so, and then so that's when he kind of pivots back. He's like, even though the film was disappointing for Borderlands, it actually benefited our catalog of sales. So that's a sign that making a movie or TV show can drive sales. That's a good thing. And he says,
how bad.
We're really selective because we would prefer that everything comes out with our brands in that it's really, really successful. We can't guarantee that, especially when it's out of our hands. So we have licensed other titles and we'll continue selectively to do so. But the emphasis on the word selectively. This guy is so blatantly like the CEO, and he's just getting investors. It's like, if it's not successful, we don't want to have anything to do with it. We're not here to make indie games. Yeah, I made an indie company, but I was hoping that they would blow up and create new Grand Theft Autos.
So I want to take advantage of these independent ones and then find that one gem. And then after that, fuck them.
Keyword, take advantage of. All right. And then so at the end of the call, he was basically like, there's a new administration coming, and he's excited because the FTC is going to perhaps get it's going to be a new FTC administration there. And he says from the beginning, let me get the exact quote. He says, I do believe that the FTC was misguided in the previous administration. I do think that the FTC tried to impede some transactions that were beneficial for both the companies in question and the economy at large. And the FTC lost all those cases since. So I do think that depending on what the specific topic is, deregulation can be positive. And I am certainly looking forward to a more sensible FTC with less deregulation is what he's saying. And if you remember, we covered these previous stories. The FTC kind of tried to do a roadblock on Microsoft's bid to buy Activision. They said that, if they did that, they could
monopoly.
be anti-consumer, withhold Bethesda games and content from rival platforms. And then they also warned courts about the potential that acquisition of Activision Blizzard would mean a price hike in Game Pass prices. Something that actually happened because the PC Game Pass did get a $2 price increase.
Oh, everything's
So
going
they were
up.
right on that. It went from $16.99 to $19.99, the Game Pass Ultimate, which I pay for. And so while obviously the CEO is like deregulation is positive, it's not always the case for consumers. We've seen that a lot of these companies, they only pursue profits, and if it's
Yes.
not profits, then you're the fuck out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they'll just run you over. And there's not a lot of space for creativity or indie titles or the whole heart and soul of gaming. So we'll have to see. Okay, woo! Now that we got through a little bit of that fucking bullshit, let's talk about laughing at corporations fucking up. So, Joe,
Ubisoft.
what do you... No. Warner Brothers.
Oh,
Which
okay.
was the game that I was talking about. It is $100 million. So they had a $200 million loss with Suicide Squad. It has now been revealed that they're having $100 million loss on the other game. And they quote unquote...
Damn,
it
is it so
hasn't
bad
been
I
pretty.
forgot about it?
Yeah. You forgot about it, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
All right, so President of Warner Brothers, CEO David Zaslav, and Chief Financial Officer Gunnar Wenfield said that the $200 million write-down is now a $300 million write-down, and they blame Multiversus. That's a WB game.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
forgot about it, yeah.
We just played it
Not too long ago.
Well, the shitty thing is, like, yeah, it was great when it first came out, but then they took it out and then brought it back, and it was just like, it just seemed like they slowed everything down, and
They were worried
They
that not
lost
the
the
players.
spark.
They lost the spark. They were worried that players weren't going to engage with it forever and buy a billion things in it. So they took it down so that you would be forced to grind forever and buy a billion things in it. Quote unquote, we took another $100 million plus impairment, that's what they call it, due to the underperforming releases, primarily Multiversus this quarter, said Weidenfields, bringing the total write-down to date over $300 million in our games business, a key factor in this year's studio profit decline. So while, while
they just got Beetlejuice and some other new ones.
They just announced Raven. I don't know how excited you are about her, but we recognize it's substantially underperforming its potential right now. Revenues for them are down 31% year on year, not least because Hogwarts Legacy was going on last year. So they were going, yeah. Well, they just announced Hogwarts Legacy 2, Joe. I'm not joking. Hogwarts Legacy 2, and guess what the setting is? Are we going back to the school, do you think? What do you think is the setting?
Back to the school, because that's what works.
Because they already made the assets, and they don't got to spend a lot of money.
Just tweak some stuff up.
No, apparently, and it's not 100% confirmed, but they think that they're going to follow and integrate with the storyline of the upcoming HBO series, the reboot of Harry Potter, which I know you're very excited about. Joe's a huge Harry Potter fan. Are you looking forward to the reboot, Joe?
No,
No?
I'm not.
I just can't see Harry Potter as
No.
anyone else, and Hermione. I don't want to have those characters.
No, me neither.
So
It's so weird.
do you think that'll be going to be another failure? Like if
It's
they
not what
base it on
the
the new one?
yes.
Do you think it'll make less money
Less
than
money,
the
for sure.
classic? I think
Less
so
money.
too. I think it's going to bomb.
Yeah, it's gonna be less money.
Could you imagine if the series comes out on HBO and everybody's like, this is fucking trash. And then the video game's like, oh, fuck. Nah, we're going back to the old school. You remember? Y'all want Quidditch? I'll give you Quidditch.
Like, I'm not excited to see a new series, but yeah I'm definitely gonna just to check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm not excited for it.
He says, we're through some of the worst, And it's been
No,
pretty.
you're not.
It hasn't been pretty on gaming business. But we have 4 games that are really powerful, Zaslev says, adding, we're going to go away from trying to launch 10, 12, 15, 20 different games.
No
I
more.
think we have a real chance now with focus to have the gaming business be steadier.
No more live service?
I hope so. If this motherfucker is about to announce a bunch more live services, he's in for a rude awakening.
That's why I'm curious. He's like, oh, because you said we're stepping away. He's like, from live service?
Yeah,
If you're stepping away from live service,
well, they
yes,
fucked up on
that
2
is-
live service
I
games.
know.
Multiversus.
Exactly.
Does this not? We have been telling you. We have been telling you. But you wanted to get greedy. You wanted to fucking get your fucking bite of the pie. Well, guess what? That pie was rancid. That pie gave you a stomach ache. That pie made you throw up. You better not be baking more of those pies. I'm going to be
Like
fucking
even
pissed.
Destiny's hurting. That was one of the big ones.
Destiny 2, yeah.
Well, they got their mobile game.
They do got the mobile game
Rising.
coming up. That'll make them dirty money. Anyways, all right, moving on. I guess positive news. Kojima Productions acquires the Death Stranding IP rights from, I guess, Konami. So fuck Konami. And now the story's probably going to get even fucking crazier because this shit is so crazy. And don't forget, we covered that Death Stranding is getting a movie. So that's going to be interesting. I'm curious. Death Stranding is the second IP that 505 Games have agreed to relinquish to its creators in 2024. In February, Remedy made a deal for $18.4 million with 505, which granted studios the Remedy rights to Control, Control 2, and the recently revealed multiplayer spinoff, Firebreak. I didn't hear about that one. And all future Control products, because they're trying to do Alan Wake Control and all that stuff. But
Same
yeah,
universe.
so Death Stranding obviously has got a sequel in the works. We've got a movie coming out. So I think it's good that, you know,
It's gonna be
Kojima
interesting
gets
though, 'cause,
control
like,
of that.
I thought Death Stranding was not for me. I thought it was kind of boring. It's just like delivering packages, doing that stuff.
Bro,
Interesting story, I guess, but
Yeah.
I guess they can make
bro,
it.
here's even more an interesting story. Guess who's going to be producing the Death Stranding movie?
Neil.
A24.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? I fucking think A24 is great.
Hit
They have
and miss.
so many bangers.
Hit and miss.
No misses? What are
No
the misses?
misses.
What are some of the misses? You look up A24 films, tell me misses. They got bangers like Midsummer, Everything All at Once, fucking Hereditary, fucking the movie that we just saw, Joe, Heretic.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Now, yeah, there's some in there about, like, you know, stories that I don't really care about. I think there was like some stories of 2 women in a car. And then there was another one, or like Yellow Bird or something like that. But you try to tell me a bunch of misses. But hell, man, Death Stranding could be the first miss. It is.
You
it is
said
so
you didn't
weird.
like Bew's Afraid.
Oh, right. But
Bam.
but hold on, Joe. That movie is so fucking weird, so fucking atrocious and difficult to watch, but yet fascinating that I like it from the perspective of A24. Look at this. This is crazy. You know, when I was watching that movie, me and my girl were watching it at the drive-in theater, and people were actually driving off when they couldn't.
Climax.
All right, you're right. You were waiting for that. I saw your face.
I was like,
Climax
I was
is
like,
a
I was
piece
thinking
of shit, and I
Climax. I was
fucking
like,
hate
I
it.
wonder if
It
they
was
made
A24.
Okay, yeah.
But see, that was my first ever A24 film, and I was like, I'm never watching this shit again. But I'm glad I did, and
They have
so
like,
that doesn't
again.
count.
They have some good ones. Yes, I agree. But
Mostly good ones.
Yeah.
So I am excited for Death Stranding if it is collaboration with A24, and they really lean into that. Unfortunately, I have some sad news, Joe. Tony Todd.
I saw that.
You saw that?
Yeah, I watched Candyman yesterday.
You did.
I did because I was like, no, I was like, I love Candyman, the original. Obviously, the remake
love the Candyman.
messed up the remake, but he was fucking great.
You're right. They did wrestle with the
Such a
remakes.
Iconic voice.
And he recently, Spider-Man 2's Venom, like a fucking match made in heaven. That Venom's voice, so good. And it's a shame, Joe. So rest in peace to the legend, Tony Todd.
Damn.
Fucking awesome guy. And
I think he was still
awesome
very young.
career. Yeah. And let's see. But man, I really hope that
68.
I hope they recorded lines. Fuck. Cause like Venom, you barely get to play with. I want a game with Venom and Tony Todd with Venom, his own game. That would have been fucking awesome. The articles here. I haven't been able to find like maybe there's a small hope with because Batman, he had recorded lines and that would release after the posthumously. And maybe he could have recorded more lines for projects, but I couldn't find it. But instead, yeah, it's just heartbroken. Passing of a legend.
Yep.
And so anytime, we have some of this in the games industry, we want to cover it. So let us know. So Tony Todd, rest in peace.
Seemed like a great guy. I went to the con, met him.
No way.
Yeah, he was in that small little.
Oh hell yeah! You met him. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking. He's a legend.
I don't know. God dang. Okay. Well, now it's time to take out the world's tiniest violin, because guess what? PS5 Pro Scalpers are having an extremely tough time reselling their units because they are now in stock everywhere.
Good. Fucking good.
Fucking good. I love it when these
scalpers.
people get their fucking comeuppings. They were marking shit up recently.
Right?
Oh yeah, thousands, hundreds. But then it kind of leveled out, and they would mostly be getting $65 to $130 per console. But now they make a shit, and they're probably actually gonna lose money if they can't sell these motherfucking
Good.
things.
I hope they do.
Good. That's a small little take that. And then finally, LG. All my TVs, most of my TVs are LGs, but they've just come out with a bizarre stretchable prototype display. It's the highest rate of elongation in the industry. Don't look. Put this picture up, Joe, of the screen that motherfucker's bending and doing this stuff. And I was thinking, why? Like, what is it? What is this? What is this for? But then I realized,
For kids.
Nope. No, we're all going. Think of movies in the future. When you watch a movie and it's like 100 years in the future. Think of Back to the Future. Think of Idiocracy. What do you think that these flexible displays are going to allow?
To lay down on the couch.
What? No. We're going to be wearing fucking billboards on our fucking T-shirts. We're going to be walking around as walking billboards. Buy now. Buy my book.
We're going to look like NASCAR drivers.
NASCAR what?
NASCAR drivers.
Oh, yeah. Like wrap the whole.
Yeah, and they got those suits with all the patches and the sponsors.
Yeah.
And just
sort of like that. That's what we'll look like in the future with these now wearable fucking TVs. Because if it's so stretchable and flexible and shit, then you can finally get your annoying clothing and advertisements walking around in your face. As if it's not bad enough already. It's your pop-up ads and your fucking thing. And then the Madden with the Snickers and commercials and shit in video games. Now you're going to be walking around on the street, and it's going to be like, what's a famous ad? Apply to forehead. Press on. What's that? You remember that? Like sports thing?
I was thinking J.G. Wentworth.
J.G. Wentworth.
It's my money and I need it now.
My money.
Everyone fucking
I
does
need it now. Do you guys
Do
know?
you
Is
know
that just a
that?
Texas thing or something?
I don't know.
J.G. Wentworth. It's my money and I need it now.
That shit's everywhere. It's catchy, too, you fucking bastard.
We
Fuck
also
you,
had-
J.G. Wentworth.
There was like A, B, C, pass it along or something like that, where he's like, Kill Bug's dead. But that was a long time ago. I think that was A, B, C. I don't know. Kill Bug's dead. You're going to be walking around with these flexible OLED monitors and shit on your thing.
Well, that's
before
great
too long.
because you turn the corner, they're going to beat you up and take your TV.
Take your fucking shirt off.
Where's your clothes? I had a TV rep and they took it.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, if you can make a flexible fucking shirt, then maybe you can do like stealth technology, and then you like walk up. Maybe there's a camera in the back, and you kind of like go up against a wall, and then it'll project the wall.
They
Man,
have some
that'd be
similar
cool.
stuff like that. I've seen.
All right, well, LG, you keep innovating, LG, and we'll see what comes of this. But all right,
You can buy it.
I ain't gonna buy it. I don't need that shit. I need my screens solid and up on the wall. I don't need flexible screens. I was thinking like foldable phones because my phone is so huge. It's getting too big.
Well, they have
it's
the
like
other
too
one
fucking
that you
big.
fold.
I can barely hold it, and so there's like a Chinese phone that's like 3 folds instead of 2 folds. I want that one because that will like fold out into this phone, or it'll fold out into like an iPad. You can go from phone to iPad. That's pretty cool. So if that's flexible, then that's the kind of tech I want. Mm-hmm. All right, woo! That's too many news stories. That's why we cut these down. We just cut them down to 7. I think Alex is like 6 or 7. I'm doing like fucking 12. It's too many.
They got to make Alex's list.
Yeah, you got to cut it down. But anyway, so thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that.
Yes.
Please consider supporting the show directly through Patreon. We have YouTube subs. Subscribe on YouTube or spread the word. All of it helps. Thank you so much. And more content to come. And thank you so much for watching. And we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.